Welcome back to Wellington's Wide Zone. Now we're getting to the second half of the topics. And I wanted to get to Jaxson Dart because he has been discussed heavily over the preseason. The Giants have looked a lot better. They looked more balanced, running the football, weapons kind of just spread out. And with Jaxson Dart, in his first two preseason appearances, he completed 25 or 35 passes for 291 yards with two touchdowns, no interceptions. And Dart even said like when he's given more freedom at the line of scrimmage to do what he has to do, like he feels comfortable. He feels extremely comfortable. And I know even with Russell Wilson, they're probably going to try to not rush him. But I think like Jaxson Dart, like watch out for Jaxson Dart. Like he's the guy you have to watch out for because he is going to be a problem. The more and more like he skills. I mean, just super young. In the first pick number 25, round one. So you already know this guy is just gonna have like the precipice and the actual built up ability to like do something like better for Chicago for the Giants. Better for the organization. They've been in doldrums. Like Daniel Jones was their quarterback. Like what more do you need to know when you got a quarterback like Daniel Jones who is just so inept, not the guy you want. And now they have the ability to do something of letting Russell Wilson hold the reins and then kind of cultivate and really develop Jaxson Dart as he's watching Russell Wilson do what he has to do. So, um, you know, Wilson's the starter week one. I don't think there's any secrecy about that. Like that's going to be the start. He's going to be the starter. And, you know, the more improved Jaxson Dart gets, it's going to make like those upcoming weeks even more interesting if the Giants aren't winning as many games. So I definitely would keep my eye on that. Another thing I wanted to get to was kind of like possible sleepers in the AFC and NFC. I think that in the NFC, Minnesota, like they're gonna be really good, even though they've got um um uh I'm blanking on his name. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm blanking on the guy's name. I should know his name. JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy. He essentially like is a rookie, but I mean he missed last year due to the torn meniscus. But man, like I think this team is like so well coached. Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator, and then you got a really good head coach in Kevin O'Connell, um, a really good offensive mind, one who can mesh well with a young quarterback. And it's just the fact that he's got an incredible receiver in Justin Jefferson. The weapons that they have are going to be lights out, and it's just one of those things because like when we look at Justin Jefferson, I mean he almost revived Sam Darnold's career last year. Almost revived it single handedly, like literally. Um, had his way with finishing 103 catches, 1,533 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Literally his fifth 1,000-yard season in his 5-year career. What are we talking about, man? Like, what are we talking about? Um, I just think there's definitely gonna be growing pains for McCarthy, but I think because of the coaching and the balance he has with a great just generational receiver, you're going to be able to have like room for improvement in a way that's not so like exposed. Like you're gonna have some bad moments, but they're not gonna be like, man, like Justin Jefferson's like, throw it to me, I got you. like throw it to me, and I got you. Like I will have you covered. And I just like the way they're coached. They're just coached so professionally. They're such a professional team. I always know the Vikings are going to be a team that's like, yeah, like watch out for them, watch out for them. And I definitely think like um, Kevin O'Connell is going to be the right fit for a coach for JJ McCarthy, and it's essentially his first year starting. In the AFC, I gotta go with the Chargers. I gotta go with the Chargers. I think them picking up Najee Harris, that was a really good pick. Um, and they also selected former North Carolina Amari Hampton, who I mean rushed for 1,500 yards in 2023 and 2024. They also added Ole Miss wide receiver Trey Harris, re-signed veteran wideout Keenan Allen, and I mean like the defense didn't do too shabby last year. They made a massive leap, allowing 23.4 points per game in 2023 to leading the league with just 17.7 points per allowed per game last season. And I will say losing offensive tackle Rashawn Slater, that's going to be tough. That's going to be that's a tough blow. It just is. It's a tough blow. And you know, it's just one of those things. But that's going to happen. Injuries will happen to obviously key players, but they could challenge. They can challenge Kansas City. They can challenge Kansas City, for sure. I don't think they're better than Kansas City, but they can challenge them. I think the Chargers are a force to be reckoned with this year. I think Justin Herbert is finally got a team that's like stepping up to his capabilities. Jim Harbaugh said, I said it a few episodes ago. Harbaugh said, like, yo, if they can step up to what Justin Herbert is doing, oh man, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit because this guy is more prepared than I am. It's like I walk into the office. I mean, this guy's already locked in. He's already ready to go. Like he's more prepared than I am. Like we need to be as good as he is. Like he literally said, like the coaching staff needs to be as good as he is. The water boy needs to be as good as he is. Like all these guys, like the laundry man, he needs to be as good as Justin Herbert is. Like he's the man. So I would definitely say the Chargers. That would be my dark horse pick. The Vikings dark horse pick in the NFC. I'm not saying those are obviously the under the radar teams, and I might get to Super Bowl prediction, just big predictions next week before the season officially starts in terms of like my prediction episode. But yeah, I think like this is going to be a really good season. I'm just so excited for the game to start back up and last day of preseason. Before we close out this episode, I wanted to get to a topic that I'm not thrilled about. My personal favorite fighter that I love to watch, who is just so dynamic, explosive, all this, Gervonta Davis, is fighting none other than Jake Paul, November 14th, Atlanta State Farm Arena. If you saw me on social media, make sure to follow me, Wellington Burns, Wellington S. Burns on Instagram, Wellington Burns on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, not Instagram, so Wellington S. Burns on Instagram, but Twitter, YouTube, obviously Wellington's Y Zone. But yeah, I do my videos, my weekly videos, about 3 or 4 a week. And I was talking about how disappointed I was because I think the fact that they're making this a fight is like, it's so bad for the sport. And like Gervonta Davis, to me, it's just like, I want to see him fight the best of the best. I want to see him fight Shakur Stevenson. I want to see him fight Lomachenko. I just want to see him fight great fighters. And even if you lose, like, it's okay, man. Like, you lost a fight. Like, I get it. You had a draw against Lamont Roach. Like, we should see a rematch with that. But I just personally think, like, you got to run it back. Like, you got to run it back with Lamont Roach. And this is just, like, even just a more respectable fight than just, like, a showbiz and like, oh man, the YouTuber, and then like the Netflix draw. I mean, this guy made a mockery, when he like fought Mike Tyson, who had no business being in the ring with a 27 or 28-year-old. Like, there's just no reason that should have happened. I'm highly disappointed this is happening. I think Gervonta is better than this. He's 30. I know he's like hinting at like he's getting more tired and he's trying to like, slow down, but this is just I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this. I don't. I'm not excited about this. There's nothing about this that like, Terrence Crawford and Canelo, like that is exciting. Like that is going to be a moment in boxing history. The fact that we get those two guys clashing, like something I never thought would happen. I thought it was a pipe dream. I thought it was a pipe dream. It was something like, oh man, like Terrence Crawford, Canelo, like yeah, sure. But it's actually going to happen September 13th, and I'm excited about that. I'm not excited about this Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul fight. I just say, I mean, I'll tune in. Because I mean, like, I want to see what Gervonta does for sure. But like, I'm not like it feels very just inauthentic and just it's a mockery of the sport. It's a mockery of the sport. Thumbs down, thumbs down for me. So that wraps it up for tonight. All the topics I got a lot of episodes, a lot of more episodes with some people coming up, collaborating. Got some life lessons interviews, going to do some music reviews. And so, yeah, stay on the lookout. This has been Wellington's Y Zone, and I am your host. I'll see you next week.